Hello, everybody. Welcome to the ODR Podcast. This is episode 2. With me today in FEI's Bulldog Studio, I've got my brother Mike, as well as Nate Niemela and Ben Niemela.
Legendary
Niemela is here. 30th Street Legends, actually. The ODR Podcast is brought to you by Polar Bear Rinks. Would you like a backyard rink without all the hassle? Polar Bear Rinks rents and installs outdoor ice rinks so you can just skate and enjoy the hockey season. We deliver, handle the install, removal, and storage. You handle the skating. Visit polarbearrinks.com to learn more. That's Polar Bear Rinks, backyard rinks made easy.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
That was awesome.
So I don't know if you guys are familiar, but we have this podcast will air on probably both the Gravel Roads Radio podcast network. We've been doing some podcasting. I don't know if you're familiar or not.
Of course, these guys are long time listeners. They probably heard how many episodes on Gravel Roads Radio total are there?
I think we're at 30. I don't know if the outdoors ones are counting on our counter, but we're at, I think, 31 or 32 of the Nonsense at 9.
That's awesome.
So if you haven't checked it out, someone's ringing.
That's actually brilliant.
That's awesome.
That's actually brilliant. That threw me off. I thought you had a little secret Easter egg in the podcast.
I should have. Yeah. So one thing we talk about a lot on that our other shows is 30th Street, which where we all grew up, I guess. And I'd asked you, Nate, the other day if you had grown up there, and you said you did grow up there, but you weren't born there. You said, what did you say you were first?
Yeah, so we moved there. I can't tell you exactly how old I was. I might have been a year or two old when we moved to, actually back then, that wasn't 30th Street.
That's not possible. It had to have a name. What was it then?
No, just the street.
No, it wasn't. It was, it was a gravel road. So back then, and I'm not even sure when they started, when they put the names on the streets, but back then we were Route 1, Box 56. So if that did anything for you, you could find it. It didn't help you at all. So that's how it was.
It was it was the mail route, right?
It was the mail route, exactly.
Yeah, I actually remember we were Route 1, Box 68 or something like that.
So if you were a route, that doesn't mean someone else might be Route 1, but they might be on a completely different street.
Exactly.
It's just where the mail truck went.
So you don't think it had that? You don't think it had that street had a name?
It didn't have a name, as far as I never saw a name. Huh. People would ask you, what street you live on. It's like, that's just a crazy question.
Yeah,
there's not a name on
none of your
dirt road, right?
None of your business.
Yeah. Niemela's road.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So we were my brother Mike and I were born in the metro. I can't tell you exactly which hospital or anything like that. So I guess Mike and I are full blown city slickers right out of the gates.
Yeah, and probably Edina somewhere.
It shows.
Yeah, it's hard to deny that. Obviously we don't remember anything about it, but we grew up out on what we call 30th Street today.
Yeah. So when you were a kid, who was there first, or who would have been there when you were like just starting to what you would remember, between under 10?
So we're talking about the neighbors?
Yeah. Who would have been there?
Yeah. So starting in the corner where we know, where the Skougis live now, that was the Constanius house. Bill and Hilma lived there. And then where you guys grew up, that was Levi Constanius. Levi was he would have been a brother to Bill, and he was a bachelor. And then his sister, she had lost her husband, Mary. She was married to Sam Randa. Sam passed away. I didn't know Sam. I think he died before. And then you go down the road where Bob and Ruth Anderson live. That was Oscar and Tilly Woollett. And where the Hullinan place is now, I think the earliest I can remember being there was, Melvin Aho lived there at one time, but I felt like they had moved since then. Dave Chastik lived there when I was a kid. And that changed hands quite a few times. There was Chastix there. Bill and Mert Karanen lived there. There was another family from Finland. The Muddianens lived there. Russell and Biddy Rockla lived there. And then, where Steve Hadia lives now, that would have been your great grandparents? Great. It'd have been your mom's, your dad's grandparents.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that would have been Charlie and, was it Minnie? Oh,
but I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. And where John Aho lives now, that would have been Melvin and Marion, for our growing up years. And then kind of across from them, there was a kind of a long driveway going down to the south. I think that was, I never knew the lady Helmy Woodall, I think her name was.
Okay.
Yeah. So from there, we were to the Ojamper schoolhouse.
Yeah. And there's probably people who are listening to this hoping to hear about outdoor hockey, but this is, we'll get to that. Did you walk to the schoolhouse then?
Actually, we walked probably, when the weather was probably real cold and windy, we'd catch a ride. Mom or dad would probably give us a ride. So we walked, we rode our bikes. Mike and I rode horse there once in a while. It was kind of the transportation modes, like the Ahos, Aino Ahos, they had trucksters. They had, I think Chuck rode his brother's Harley, their big hog, when he was like in 7th grade. And
so he had horses and Harleys.
Yeah, right.
That's cool.
Yeah, bicycles. Yeah.
How many kids would have been walking down there? Did you group up and have a whole herd of kids going down the road?
Well, when I was in school, I remember, I probably find a picture, but there could have been 15 to 20. I don't think 20, there was ever 20 when I was there, but maybe 15, 16, 18 kids.
Yeah.
And that would have been from grade 1 through 7.
And then you would go to the high school there or in town?
Yeah. Then we would catch the bus and ride to Cokato.
Okay.
So it was an option for the kids. When you finished grade 6, you could go to town in grade 7, or you could stay in country school for grade 7. And I did that.
Yeah.
So there's 2 kids in my class most of the time, Michael Boltz and myself. And Michael Boltz bailed after 6th grade, so I was the only 7th grader in school.
You were the big kid.
Yeah, the big kid. Yeah. The horses, seems like you'd choose to ride them every day. Was that just they weren't available every day, or?
They could have been available every day. It was probably slightly inconvenient, and we would tie them up in the in the grove of trees that were in the back, and every once in a while they'd get out and the teacher would say, your horses are on Pettit's bean field. And it was just a dream come true to get out of school to go get your horses out of the bean fild.
Yeah. Sometimes you'd ride your horse to school and not even tie it up just so that would happen probably.
Maybe that was it.
Yeah. Do you have any just like memories that stick out? What was your 30th Street stories? Do you have any back in the day 30th Street stories? Anything that it comes to mind?
Well, actually, there's quite a few stories when you think of, and actually the street was, or the road was, it was probably a lot busier now. When you think of back then it was mostly farming. So the kids didn't go to town a lot. We went to town, but we didn't, it wasn't every day at all. If it was once a week. So, when it was like trick or treating, it was always walking. You guys know about May basket hanging?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a real common thing. It'd be May basket hanging. And so yard light games are a big thing, in the summertime.
Yeah.
So the kids would just gather at our place, or we'd go to Melvin's, or we'd go somewhere. The kids would just play yard games that night.
Yeah.
It was kind of a big deal.
That's a tradition that hung on, though, because I can remember playing night games, we would call them.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Neighborhood night games is what we called them, but same thing. It was under, someone's yard light, you're playing kick the can or
Yeah.
Yeah. What games would you play?
Well, kick the can to be one of them, and so there was a game. It was kind of like a hide and seek game. I got to think. It was a frying pan game. I can't even remember the name of the game. You'd have to ask some of the Aho girls. They'd remember it.
Well, we'll get them on a future episode and get you back in, and we'll really deep dive it.
Do a yard game episode, right?
Yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah. So were you guys farming?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So my dad bought the farm from, I think he bought it from his brother, Emil. Emil would have been the oldest of the Niemela siblings, and he. I think the plan was when Dad came out after him and Ma got married, he was going to run the farm. Emil was going to stay on at the farm and just kind of be there. I don't think it worked out for either one, for Emil or my mom, to have Emil around, and so he moved on. He just probably rented a house in Cokato somewhere, and so. But he would stop out to the farm there. He was one of them classic guys that would roll his own cigarettes, and seemed like he always had a cigarette hanging out of the corner of his mouth, and he never flicked his ashes and just let them fall off.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Were you skating? How old were you when you learned to skate?
I'm not even sure. I do remember the first pair of skates we bought. Dad bought us skates. Dad wasn't a hockey player, although he did skate when he was a kid. And honestly, I don't know if they differentiated between skates. You know what I mean? They were just probably something you clamp on your foot, or probably the earliest leather skates you'd put on. But so he bought us figure skates, Mike and I, and we just promptly went down to the shed and ground all the points off the front. Try to disguise them a little. I don't think it helped at all, so we skated we tried to make a rink at home back then, and we did make a rink. I'm sure it was bigger than your studio, but not a lot.
Yeah.
And was, probably kind of a bumpy rink, but either way, we skated on it quite a bit.
Yeah.
And
when you say you made a rink, there was just a natural spot that you could just dump some water on it, and
it looked like
it was a pond, or what was it?
No, it was right in the yard. It looked like it was a natural flat spot till you know how it is till you put water on there. And you find out it's
not even close.
And I think the flat spot was probably as big as this studio, and then the rest of it was just kind of bumpy and wavy, but we could still skate on it.
Yeah.
To get to was there a place nearby where kids would get together and get a hockey game going?
Well, we skated. Cokato had its rink, and it's in the same spot where it is now. And in fact, the place where we play hockey back then is where the big rink is. But in that southeast quadrant of that block, there was a warming house. And that warming house was kind of like, we just use your studio as a great model for everything in the story. But
the people can see. Yeah. Kind of. Yeah.
So anyway, so it had benches around the three sides, and it had an oil burning stove in there with chicken wire around it. So it was as old as you can imagine, but it was warm in there. It was kind of intimidating. We used to skate there. Then west of what was the hockey rink was just leisure skating, whatever you want to call it. And but there wasn't any boards. There was just a snow fence in between the two.
Yeah.
So we played hockey on that rink, without boards. And it seemed like half the kids played with figure skates and half with hockey skates. And they taped their stick blade halfway up the shaft. The sticks were so expensive and hard to get. You didn't want to break it. So
you had to protect it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was an intimidating place to play.
The town rink.
Yeah.
Did you call it the town rink?
Yeah, it was a town rink. There was town boys. There was everything, all kinds of town things.
Did the hockey rink have boards?
No.
Okay.
No.
When do you think, do you remember when they first had boards there? I remember seeing pictures of the hockey rink going east to west and not north to south. And I don't remember when that was, but.
Did you see it when it was east to west?
I didn't see it. I've only seen pictures.
Yeah,
maybe Ben,
I mean.
Ben, when was it? You don't remember that either, do you, Ben?
North to south, as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I was 5 years old when I saw it. Remember seeing it the first time.
Okay.
So the east to west. So when I was in high school, they put boards. It was a nice rink. George Kivisto had moved here. I don't know if he had something to do with it. It seemed like George was kind of instrumental in kind of pushing hockey here. But it was a nice rink then, and it was east to west. So we had boards, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Newer warming house.
Was there teams or a team that would be playing on that rink in an organized fashion?
Not really. When my brother Aaron was, so to be a second year Bantam, what would you be, about 15?
Sure. Yeah. Probably
15 years old.
Yep.
So my brother Aaron started playing hockey, I think, when he was a second year Bantam. That's when hockey really kind of got its start in Cokato.
Sure.
Or got traction or whatever. So I think he played at least 1 year of Bantams. So Aaron is 3 years younger than I am. So, so there really wasn't, it was just pickup hockey. I guess it was the beginning of old bucks back then. Actually, there was guys renting hockey in the metro area. And I think in 72, the Litchfield rink came into being. They built it. So it was pretty close for us to skate there. And I would have been probably a sophomore, junior in high school when that happened.
Sure.
So
if you go to the town rink for the day, was it just same as it is now? You just throw some sticks and start playing?
Yeah, pretty much. And like I say, it was kind of intimidating when you're young. You just kind of hope somebody would let you play on their team.
Yeah. Was it,
Okay.
were guys fighting out there?
Nah, not really. No, I don't I mean, there could have been. We surely didn't. We were, we were too bashful to even look at anybody really.
Yeah. Who else can you remember having rinks back then? They had like an actual skating rink in their yard.
So George and Marianne Kivisto had a real nice rink. I mean, it was smooth all the way across. I don't think it was a real big rink, but they had a rink. Back then, I don't think anybody had a rink that I can remember really.
It's not like now when there's one every square mile in the area, right. It seems.
Yeah, at one time I thought it'd be kind of interesting to get together and put a book together of the area and find out how many rinks there, because I think there is way more than you think. That's
a project that we always talk about on here and never do, is to catalog who's all got a rink in town and who's had a rink in town.
Right.
It'd be cool. Even just a map with some pins on it that'd be pretty cool to look at. A lot of fun. Get some photos of them. I think I've even said I'll do that, and I have not done that.
Well, there's some benefits to procrastination. I'm sure it'll be real nice. Well,
it's going to be sweet someday when it's done.
Right.
I have a smartphone, so I can help take pictures.
Everyone can take pictures. Actually,
geez.
This podcast would be a good way to get people to send stuff in.
Yeah.
Good. There actually is
if you want Ben to come with his smartphone and take pictures of your rink, let Ryan know. He'll let Ben know where he needs to go and take pictures with his smartphone.
It's good to have a guy with a smartphone.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So did you have a gap in your 30th Street residence, or were you there the whole time?
No, we did have a gap. So actually, my father died in 1970. And, you think back, we grew up there. So we moved there in the late 50s. And in 1970, I moved out of home when I was probably 14. I went to work for my cousin and her husband on their farm. And so I could stay right at their farm there. I bought a motorcycle to travel around, back and forth. And during that time, I got a driver's license. I had a car. So I was there for a couple of years, maybe not a couple of years, year and a half, maybe. And then I was back home again, and I was there through high school. And then when I graduated high school, I tried to move back to the cities for a while, and that was...
You were a city slicker again. You're a 2-time city slicker.
Isn't that unreal? Yeah. But yeah, I gave it a try, and then shortly after that, I ended up moving up to the Iron Range. So I was moved to the Iron Range in... I got to think of the years. I think in the spring of 75, it was maybe late winter of 75. And then, of course, we got married, lived up there, started the family, and Ben, Abe, Sam, Carrie, and Sarah and Bethany were born up there. Bethany was pretty young when we moved down here. So we were up there till... Did we move in June of 70 or 80?
87.
87. June or July of 87, we moved back down here. So.
Okay. I'm losing track of math here. Ben, how old would have you been when you moved back down here?
11. Turned 11, yep.
So were you learned to skate on the Iron Range?
Correct.
Probably.
Yep.
Yeah. You were younger still. Were you playing any type of hockey, or was there, you remember pickup hockey, or what was going on up there?
Yeah, we had a backyard rink up there too, I think when I was 5 years old. So we probably had it 5 years, 6 years. And I played organized might and squirt hockey, I suppose, in Gilbert. So, yeah, we didn't go play in town much, a little bit at the Hutter Hall, like a township rink by my grandparents. But it was mostly going to town for practice or playing. We played at home a lot.
Yeah. Just get the neighborhood kids over, or even just the family skating out there.
Yeah, mostly the family. I suppose we had a few neighbors over here and there.
We had to pick teams every night when we played.
Yeah.
Sam actually didn't start skating till, was he 5 when he started skating?
Yeah. Seems like he barely could skate when he started high school.
It's true. That's one thing about Sam is he is a bad skater.
Yeah. So the kids wanted to pick teams every night, and it was always the same. Sam and I against Ben and Abe, but we picked teams.
You had to pick them every night, even though you knew what they're going to
do. Yeah.
I'd put Sam skates on when we get out to the rink, and as soon as we get out there, he goes, "I want to go booting." So I'd have to pull his skates off and put his boots on. That was, for a couple of years.
Sammy, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in kind of a similar spot to where you'd have been there with my boys. We got 3 boys. And actually, more often than not, we do dad versus boys. But otherwise, the youngest will come be on my team.
Yeah.
And then the older 2, and we'll play that way.
So then the score ended up 49-50 before you went in.
Yeah. We lose track. We make it up.
Yeah. Our kids wouldn't let us lose track. We had to keep.
Oh, really? Competitors. I like it.
Yeah, that's good. What was the rink like that you had up there? What do you remember about it?
Yeah. So making a rink up there was sugar sand in our yard.
Oh, okay.
So it was real light, fine sand. So it was real easy to make a rink on. It was easy to level, and it was easy to flood it. The water, froze the sand easy. It didn't leak away like it does here when it's dry.
Yeah.
So Do you think our rink was 30 by 50 up there?
Yeah, it's hard to remember.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was Olympic size.
Seemed huge.
Pretty little.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have boards around it?
We had short boards around there. We probably they might have been, I don't know, 6-8 inches high, enough to contain a puck
Yeah.
on the ice. There was a shed beyond that, and I don't know. You guys probably started shooting at the shed after a while.
We had at least a 4x8
Okay.
in front of the shed.
One piece of plywood to aim for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole side of the shed was full of holes. I remember.
That's sweet.
Yeah. That's what happens.
Yeah.
So you get for building a rink by the shed.
Right. Or anywhere, right?
Or anywhere.
Yeah.
So then you moved down here when you're 11. So you've been playing mites and squirts already. How was hockey different here than there? When you came back, was it more intense, less intense, or?
It was probably the same, but I moved up to Pee-wees, which is when you'd start checking and slap shots.
Sure.
So that was pretty exciting. But
What were you? Were you a big kid?
yeah,
You were always the big kid?
always the big.
Okay.
I don't think I realized I was the big kid, but
Oh, okay.
I was. Yeah, my first game, the puck went in my corner, so I went to pick it up and just got pasted instantly.
Did you?
Yeah, it wasn't how I imagined checking hockey to go. I thought maybe I was the only one allowed to check, but
Oh,
everyone else is trying to too.
Oh, man. Rude awakening, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Big step to Pee-wees. I forgot that Pee-wees was checking for a while there, wasn't it?
Till pretty recently, right?
It seems like it.
It was for me, yeah.
Yep.
I had to play goalie because they were checking out there.
So yeah, it was, similar probably, but it seemed more intense with the jump up to Pee-wees, and in Gilbert, we hadn't combined with Evelyn yet. I'd never won a game. I think in the 3 years we tied twice and lost the rest. And then I joined the DC Dynasty, and we had a winning team. It was just, to me, unreal.
Yeah.
Win that many games,
Yeah. That's awesome.
Were you coaching, Nate?
I helped coach up there. I wasn't, at that time, I wasn't really coaching material. I probably wasn't much better than the squirts and the mites, really.
You were in coaching material. How does one become coaching material?
You watch enough games, and if you end up picking something up so you can, it's like a teacher. If you never go to school, eventually you can teach kindergartners, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Even if.
Well, now you can just fork over the cash to USA Hockey and get your
that's true.
next level, and you're all
That's a good
set.
point.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
You did become coaching material, because I seem to remember you coaching when David was playing.
Well, I coached for many years. I did, like I say, I did help coach up on the range there when Ben and Abe were playing. But back then it was, anybody could coach. Even when I moved down here, you didn't have to jump through hoops, right? You could just, you want to help, you just put your skates on and helmet and go. Actually, not even a helmet, just go and help out with whatever they need help with. So, and then I coached down here for many years, either as just helping or as the coach. The boys went through the hockey, and then my girls went through hockey, and girls hockey. They needed a lot of help there. It was kind of in its infancy. So,
yeah. It's the thing I remember when Mike told me that we were going to line up a podcast to do with you, and I thought of you and I thought of hockey. And the first thing I think of is sitting sideways in a jump seat in the back of a S10, I think you used to always have.
The Ford Ranger.
Yeah. Riding around in that thing.
Yeah.
For some reason, that's just ingrained into my memory.
Yeah.
You must have had a few different of those Ford Rangers because I feel like you always had one.
Yeah, I think
You have one right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
They got them again.
I had three of them at one point. Kind of back to back, actually. But
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, they were kind of small. Actually, when David was, and you guys were Bantam age, you probably still squashed your way back in there a time or
Probably.
two. Yeah.
For some reason, I just have a real clear memory. And I was almost certainly a squirt when I remember.
Okay.
Probably pretty little. Your first kind of going to practice with someone else's parents. You're getting shipped off and you're like sitting there sideways in this Ford Ranger.
Bouncing along.
Yeah, these trucks are so cool.
That's sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. My experience with that was I put on a team with John Castamel probably a few times.
Oh, sure.
And Duke, I don't know if he was coaching, but he'd be driving, but he'd just be smoking a heater in the front seat. So I'd be in the back seat, secondhand smoking a heater for half hour on the way to practice. Them were the days.
Yeah.
Was he wearing the piano key hat, stocking cap with the piano keys all the way around it?
I don't remember that hat. Why do you remember that? That's wild.
Well, it was cool, but his daughters were just ashamed of him wearing that.
Oh, really?
So he wore it all the time because they didn't want him to.
Oh, that's hilarious. I do not remember that. That's funny though.
So when you guys moved back to town, were you in the house you're in now, and did the rink go in right away?
No. So we rented a place in Dassel when we came down. And that place got sold. It's where Mark Nordstrom is living right now. That place got sold. And so we ended up moving up just across the road from Mud Lake, north of Cokato.
Mm-hmm.
And so we lived there for... it's kind of hard to remember. I think we moved there in the fall, and we were there till we were probably there close to a year. And we moved into our house in November of 88, December 88. I think it was November. So we've been there since then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was the spot for the rink ready to go, or did you have to have someone come in and knock that down?
I did that with a tractor the following year. And you guys, do you remember the rink behind the house or not?
I do remember that. Yep, I remember that. I played on it once or twice there.
So that was the first rink, and that kids outgrew that. I don't know, after 5. When did we build our other rink? And when you were a senior, maybe around that time.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we had the rink back there 5 years. It got used a lot. It was a great place for a rink, but we just couldn't make it any bigger. And so Dave Josephson came over with his Bobcat one day and flattened out a new area, and away we went.
Yeah.
That thing started out as 100 by 50, and it eventually eroded in a few feet this way and that, but generally it was about that size.
So then, is that about, we live just down the road. So is that about the time my dad started saying, hey, how do you do that? Because it couldn't have been too much longer before we put ours in, or was there a little time there?
I don't remember that. It felt like the Coivies always had a rink. I mean, I was pretty proud of 30th Street then.
Yeah.
Who had one in his barn.
We had some good rinks there.
Yeah.
I remember your dad and Tim coming over. I kind of remember him discussing it a little bit.
I don't think we didn't have a rink probably till like the late 90s.
I think we figured out it was right around 2000.
Yeah.
So maybe yours had been up for a little bit then.
Yeah. So I guess we started ours in 89, the first year.
That was the backyard one.
The backyard one.
So then 5 years later-ish, the front yard one went in.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That would have been probably fall of 93. And then late 90s, you figure you had yours.
Yeah, and that's about right, because if you know my dad, if he wants something, he's going to think about it for about 5 years, and then he's going to get
about
it.
5 years, that's what it was too.
Well, so if it was on your rink, and I think obviously I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
I'd come there and play with Tim, would get a game or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. It used to be lots of Saturdays and Sundays. It seemed like just these older brothers would line something up and we'd be looking out the window trying to sneak out there.
See if you can get on, see if there's any ice time available.
Try to get an angle.
Yeah.
Do you remember your dad calling some of the old guys in?
I do remember that when you guys used to do that. My mom talks about that and says you'd play hockey for an hour and eat donuts for 2.
Sounds about right. But yeah, that was even today, just playing hockey out on a rink, if it's 0 degrees or something, there's just nothing better.
I agree.
Yeah. Shooting hockey outside is so great.
Yeah. Yeah. Whether it's that all the way down to like you were saying with your kids or what I'm doing with my kids now. It's just fun.
Yeah.
You never have to fight them to get them out there. They just want to do it. I want to do it. It's perfect.
I tried to get hockey at my rink, even after the kids were gone from high school. And I would just, I was inviting people that I grew up with, but a lot of them quit hockey. So I was trying to find my friends' kids to come and play, whoever would come and play. And I always thought if it was -10 or warmer, it was on for hockey.
Yeah.
So,
real quick before we move on, you were talking about you were playing with my dad and your buddies. I remember doing the same thing then. I was probably like an older middle schooler, and I always hoping you had odd numbers. Cause I remember skating with you. If you ever had odd numbers, I knew I could come down and even out the teams.
Yeah, that's great.
Did you ever get to be on Nate's team or no?
I'm sure it was the best when I was on Nate's team.
I mean, the best thing about all this is you still play hockey, Nate, and I still get to play with you, and it's just a riot.
Yeah.
Well, I still love looking at a clean sheet of ice, and as long as I can skate, I guess I will, and not be in the way.
Yeah.
So
when you built the rink, did you have like the same technique to get that rink built from the first time to the end, or was there improvements along the way?
Well, there were some improvements. You guys have made enough rinks. If you've got a wet fall, you're going to have a pretty easy rink. And so on the real dry falls, when you look down and, between the grass and you got a crack that's 1 inch wide, that the water is just going to be disappearing. So I put a sprinkler going just to try to get the ground saturated before it froze. And other than that, we tried plastic one year, and still kind of ashamed of that, but we did try it.
Yeah.
And do you remember that year? I put plastic down. We were skating out there. You were out there with us, and you made this big power turn on the west side, and a big chunk of ice, 5x5, busted loose. It was probably 4 inches thick, and it broke loose. And we just fought with that spot for the rest of the season, really. We tried to just put water on, put that big chunk of ice back down, and it kept popping. And then we took it out, put snow in there.
There's not many of us purists left that'll just flood right on the ground and do the work. Because I run my hose. It's almost always 40 hours that hose has to run. Sprinkler, dumping buckets, whatever, before I can skate. So not a lot of people will go stand outside for 40 hours just to have an ice rink in the winter.
So do you start by dumping?
I don't. I do the sprinkler.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'll do the sprinkler even after it's frozen.
Okay.
And just kind of move it frequently, especially if it's mild.
Yeah.
And it'll kind of pool up and move it. And then you get a solid base, and I dump buckets on top of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a thing. Who's dumping the bucket tonight?
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you got it going, and somebody's got to run out there and keep it going, right?
Yeah. Ben, do you remember enjoying doing that, or was that a hassle to be a bucket dumper?
No, it was worth it.
Yeah.
It was a privilege to have a rink. That's the way I always looked at it. Just part of the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you start getting that, once it starts planing out.
Oh, you're just watching this and you're like, okay, if I dump one right there, it's going to cover that bump.
Right.
And you just, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You come in the morning and sure enough, everything's puffed up and you got some pretty good ice.
It's like art. It's like art. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I remember going out there once you had enough decent spots, you might be able to bring your stick and a puck out there and find a little spot to do some stick handling.
Right.
Well, it's dry and eventually you probably dump on it, but
And even once you kind of got the whole thing planed out, it's pretty flat. You're still not ready for hockey. You got to have one game to chew the thing up, right?
Yeah.
And there's just no way around it. You got to play on some pretty crummy ice for 1 or 2 days, and then you flood it again, and you get adhesion, and then you're off and running.
It just needs a good skate.
Remember that? That's always the thing. Yeah, how's the rink? It just needs a good skate.
Right.
Yeah. One good skate and it'll be perfect. Yeah, that's what it meant. You just you'd work those little air pockets out or whatever, skate the bumps off, and
you'd hear that phrase when you're 10 years old and you get it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's as good as Christmas.
Yeah, just needs a good skate. Yeah,
and that really was about how old the kids are a little bit older than that, but I don't know what year you guys took over the rink, but I would be involved somewhat, but the kids had enough experience. They knew how to make a rink and knew what needed to be done. So, they could just take over. There'd be nights when they'd go to bed. I'd be the dumper. I'd go out there and do what I need to do. But even then, I didn't mind that.
Peaceful, just brisk, peaceful.
Right.
For me, I live south of town. Seems like there's a million coyotes. You just listen to coyotes all night. It's kind of sweet, actually, but peaceful, cold.
It's good thing you don't have Sam helping you. He'd be off.
Sam would be distracted.
Coyotes.
Yeah, he'd probably be calling them in or something. I don't know.
Sitting there with some goggles.
Yeah. That is interesting, Ben. It really is a privilege. Like, and you have that mindset. My kids are doing it now too because they're old enough. They're out there flooding, dumping buckets, doing all the things. So I don't have to do it all. But they use it the most too.
So what size is your rink?
It's 60 by 100.
Yeah. Oh, I think we did talk about that.
Yeah. So you got to come skate. You haven't been over there yet.
No, I haven't. I don't know. Do I need an invitation?
You'll be in the 30th Street game. What's the 30th Street versus?
We're gonna have a big home and home series. We're gonna do 30th Street alumni versus 10th Street alumni. Whatever Grangroth Road is.
Oh,
yeah. It might as well just be 30th Street versus Grangroth Road because
we'd win that one.
Yeah.
Well, I know. We've already I'm trying to make those guys feel like they have a chance, but they don't. They really don't. I mean, there's a couple Grangroths that are all right, but we have some serious depth.
They're good. Don't get me wrong, but we'd win that one.
No, yeah, we would. Yeah.
I heard Scoob did a bunch of improvements on his rink. Have you guys been there?
Yeah, I'm taking credit. We're taking credit for it here on the podcast because he had said on the podcast that one of the boys was planning on doing a bunch of improvements this year, and we talked about it a little bit. And I say otherwise he wouldn't have if we didn't talk about that.
He was kind of pressured to do something.
But no, I haven't been over there.
No, they heard that the guys from 30th Street were going to come over there and play a game. They got to make it look nice. Yeah. Nothing worse than having us show up there and kick their butt on an ugly rink.
All right.
You might as well have a nice rink,
So Ben, what was the high school team like when you were there?
It seemed pretty decent, but I'm glad there's no video evidence of it. But I remember my senior year. I don't know if this is urban legend or if it's fact, but it seems like we lost our first conference game in the history because I think they were independent for quite a few years, and then we joined a conference. And my sophomore and junior year, we had good teams, just kind of ran away with the conference. I feel like that's why I remember it. And then my senior year, we were probably 500, and it seemed like a bit of an embarrassment.
Oh, really?
But yeah, once they got rid of us, the next couple of years were good.
Clean you guys up.
Back to section final and then state. So
yeah.
Any good playoff runs for any of the teams you'd have been on?
My sophomore year, no, that was like when it started, the Tier 1 and Tier 2 state tournament. I was on JV. I wasn't on the team, but I think we were ranked top 5 or so in Tier 2, but we lost first round. The next year, I can't remember what happened. My senior year, we lost at home to Benilde in overtime. And I had never heard of Benilde till we played them.
Yeah.
That's when they kind of came alive a little bit. But.
Yeah. Before that, there was just, so like now there's single A and double A. There was just the tournament.
There was the tournament. And then in 92, they had Tier 1 and Tier 2. So they basically divided the state in half. Top half was Tier 1, and then Tier 2 was below that.
Sure.
Oh, so that was geographical. That's how that was.
No. The best teams.
Oh, okay.
The best half.
School size or
no,
talent?
Just best.
Best.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they just seed them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Tier 2 was like the bottom.
You want to just barely miss the cut for Tier 1. Well, I guess I don't know if you do, but
yeah, that's where we were.
Yeah.
Like basically right in the middle of the state. And then my senior year was the first year of Class AA and Class A.
Okay.
So it was by school size.
Okay. All right.
Sure.
Now I follow. Yep.
So they just tried that Tier 1 and Tier 2 for 2 years. So then they had the true Tier 1 would have been the best 18, kind of how it always was.
So your classmates from Gilbert, were they the first winner of the state when they made that split after Tier 1?
They were the second.
Okay.
Greenway won it the first year, and then Evelyn Gilbert won it the second and final year of Tier 2.
You got to tell these guys about. We were coming home from a hockey game in Litchfield, and you and Brian Huttery were playing on the team on JV, and you scored a goal in that game. Do you remember that story?
Do you remember scoring a goal ever?
I score most of my goals. I feel like were on the outdoor rink when I was in my 20s. I may have scored one in JV, possibly.
So Brian, after you scored that goal, Brian asked you how many goals that is for you, and so you told him that's my third goal, and he said of the year, and he goes, no, of my career.
I do remember that now. Yeah. I can still remember all 3 of those goals.
That's good.
That's awesome. Yeah, you weren't a natural goal scorer, is what you're saying.
He was a stay-at-home D.
Yeah.
You played after high school too, correct?
Yeah, I played a little bit after high school.
Okay, where did you go after high school?
I played 2 years at Junior B for the South St. Paul Steers.
Okay.
That was legends such as myself and Herb Brooks were a couple of alumni of the South.
A couple of notable alumnus.
Yeah.
They were a USHL team, like in the Herb Brooks era, so it wasn't even the same level or anything, but you can cut that part out.
Yeah, no, it's
it was you and Herb played together.
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
so now running around watching the grandkids play?
Yeah, I've been watching the grandkids for quite a few years. So we got a couple of Ben's kids playing in now. His oldest daughter, Senya's on the varsity team. She's a junior. And then Suvi is she in U12?
U12, yep.
Yeah, U12. And then Ole's playing junior. He's kind of taking in his dad's footsteps. He was playing out in Gillette, Wyoming at the beginning of the year. And the prior 2 years, he played for the Minnesota Mullets in the Twin Cities. So now he's playing in Wisconsin. Forget the town. Toma, Wisconsin. Yeah. So, and then Abe's got 2 girls playing, one on the varsity and one on the JV, and then Landon is a Pee PVA. He's got 3 kids in the town program. We still call it town hockey.
Town hockey.
Yeah. So we got town hockey there. And now David, he just lately, did you know David moved?
No, I haven't heard.
Yeah. So he was north of Thief River Falls up in Greenbush. And so he called me before Christmas, and he was starting to gather some hockey equipment for his kids. He's got 4 kids. He's got a daughter and 3 boys. And he's kind of taken interest in hockey for the kids. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So they just moved last week into Ortonville, 2 hours west of here. So
okay,
yeah,
sure. That's a lot of hockey players. Is there a goalie in the bunch, or?
I don't think
Niemela's are that dumb.
There's no goalies. Yeah, you guys are.
There's kind of a legendary goalie. I don't know if you knew Mike. My brother was a goalie.
No, is he better than Maury or no?
Well, yeah, we have Maury too.
Yeah.
You'd have to ask him. I don't know.
What would Mike say when I'll ask him?
Yeah.
I'll ask him what he says.
Yeah, Maury's good, but Mike he's a decade older. He probably had some tricks Maury's never seen.
Yeah, that's true.
That's when goalies are doing more slashing.
Probably doing more slashing. Yeah, different era.
Right.
Slightly different era.
Yeah. Yeah, so you look at the varsity team now. We got some pretty good 30th Street representation there in the coaching part of it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well represented.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not surprised they pick people from that street at all.
No, that's the center of hockey in Wright County.
Yeah, it kind of seems like it.
Should almost separate that community from the rest of it. Build our own rink.
Should.
Yeah.
Do you have a rink, Ben?
No, we live in town in Buffalo.
We have one right by you, don't you?
Town rink right across, 100 yards away. So the legend, it's not even that much stretching the truth. We pulled up to the curb to look at the house. The house is on the left, and I looked to the right, and I saw the rink, and I said, we'll take it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's perfect, because now you got access you save yourself a lot of time not putting that rink together every year, whether you like it or not, doing the process. It's just time you have to put in.
Are there games going on that rink? I mean, a regular game on those outdoor rinks in Buffalo, or not so much?
It comes and goes. Okay. It's not as reliable as the town rink here, at least was in our era. But it gets busy at times.
Okay. Because I got a few in Buffalo.
There are 3, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
So playing up on the range when Ben was young, there was quite a few of the games that were outside. I don't know how many. It seemed like 50% of your games are outside, weren't they?
Yeah, we played indoors in Chisholm, Virginia, and Hoyt Lakes. Might have been the 3 places.
We pulled up to Aurora for it might have been a tournament you played there. They had 2 rinks outside, and I drove up, and I'm like, wow, that is the nicest ice I've ever seen. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
And pretty soon a Zamboni came driving out of a shed to resurface.
Oh, you're wondering what that thing was.
Yeah. So they had their Zamboni and 2 rinks out there. It was kind of down in a little swale. There's kind of a sweet setup there in town.
Yeah.
You should tell them the story of your first volunteer service when you had to work at that tournament.
Yeah. So Saturday morning, there was a tournament going on. Were you in that tournament, or was it
No, I was. I came with you to
watch and
and hang out.
So there was a tournament going on in Gilbert, and as parents, you're expected to do your service there. So we went to the rink, and so Bernie Circle, the guy that ran the whole tournament thing, you had to report to him, and he'd give you a job. And so I went to Bernie and told him, I need a job. All right. You and what's Pontinen's name? The dad? I forget his name. Bob Pontinen. Super nice guy. So Bob and I, why don't you guys can resurface the ice. Like, hold on a sec. I've seen a Zamboni drive around and never. And I thought, well, Bob's from Gilbert. He can drive it, And we got in the Zamboni room, and I said, well, you can drive the Zamboni. And no, I've never driven it. You drive it. So we were arguing, and everyone's going to drive it. Well, since he was from town, he had more seniority there, and I ended up driving the Zamboni. And this Zamboni was probably, have you seen any of these real old Zambonis that they got a open apron to chain and links to pull the snow up and that? Everything's kind of, it looks like something you'd go out in the cornfield with.
Okay, yeah. He's a farm equipment.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Yeah. Did a super nice job of cleaning the ice. And then, but anyway, so we argued about it for a while, and I ended up driving it. That was kind of intimidating. I felt like I was going to go through the end wall. First time you drive it, it's just like, because you're on ice. Yeah. And obviously didn't happen. I'd been in fields enough. I mean, doing a pattern, that didn't worry me at all. I mean, it's just go back and forth. And so I got the ice done, and after the first game or whatever, and I thought, well, this wasn't bad. So that one, you didn't dump it. You go in, drive it outside, and you take scoop shovels and hop inside there, and you scoop it out. Yeah, that's how it worked. So we scooped the snow out, brought it in, rinsed it all down, filled it up with water, and thought, well, we can just watch hockey now. And got out there, and there's like 1 minute left in the game or period, whatever. It's like start all over again. So we really didn't get to watch hockey, but you learned how to drive a Zamboni.
No one was there to give you a crash course, huh?
Nothing.
Go get
it. No.
That is kind of amazing.
Actually, Bernie probably told us, you just pull this to get the water going and fill it up over here. And
good luck, boys.
Drops the blade down, and I don't know what else you need.
He bought each of us a Polish sausage after.
Did he?
From the concession stand, yeah.
Wow, well, that was worth it. I didn't realize I got paid.
Well, Ben, what was your role in all this? You were just running around watching hockey. You didn't have to do any real work?
I think I was 7 years old, first year playing. So, it was one of my buddies was there, and just
tore around.
Just around, yeah, that's pretty good.
It was probably a peewee tournament or something like that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember taking you kids to a varsity game at Gilbert there once. And so I'd been watching youth hockey for, how many years, 2-3 years. I hadn't seen a varsity game at all. And so we went to watch a varsity game, and it's like, man, I can't believe how fast this game is. You're watching mites and squirts for a year or two. And
they just had the chain link fence around instead of glass in that rink. It was
pretty sweet.
It's pretty sweet, yeah.
One of the first playoff games we went to, Mountain Iron came to play there, and I think Steve and Robert were both on that team, weren't they?
I don't remember that very clearly, but
so they came to the home ice to Gilbert to play. I don't remember who won the game, but
you watch the hotties you're talking about.
Yeah.
You watch them play high school hockey.
I probably watched them a little bit, not a lot, but yeah.
That's cool.
Most of these outdoor rinks didn't have Zambonis though. Or did a lot of them have them?
No, I don't think so. I think that was kind of rare.
So you'd be shoveling? Who did the shoveling?
You mean on
between periods, would someone have to clear the snow, or would you just play?
No, this would have been for the young kids, so they probably just shoveled it after the game.
Okay.
They even then, depending how cold it was, it probably didn't chew the ice up that much. But but there was high schools. Mountain Iron practiced outside.
Yeah,
high school team. They didn't have a home rink, so
yeah.
So that rink was natural ice and it had a dome. My first year, we were practicing and I looked up and I saw that dome caving in, deflating.
Yeah.
I told someone or someone else saw it. I don't remember. And they evacuated us and that was it.
Right.
They tore it down.
Oh, man.
So then my second year, we just had two, kind of like Aurora, two parallel outdoor sheets. I suppose we had a Zamboni there then, right?
He had a Zamboni there, yeah.
I remember one game, outdoor game that year. It was a snowstorm and the puck kept getting lost. So they'd have to blow the whistle once in a while and all the dads would come out and scrape the rink like middle of the period. And then we continue as long as we could.
That's awesome.
And then there was another one where it was cold. I don't know how cold. We probably had 10 players, 5 on the bench. And our coach, after about a half a period, he left and he came back with his station wagon, backed it up to the bench. So you come off the ice and they must have changed on the horn, I suppose, because I don't see us how we could have pulled it off. So then, he'd open the back of his station wagon. 5 players would come out. 5 would go. He had it running with the heater
Oh, I can picture that. That's too.
Funny. But these outdoor rinks, otherwise they have warming rooms, or what kind of setups do they have for that?
Yeah, in Gilbert, we had a really nice setup. 2 locker rooms in there, a big open area, offices, concession stand. Okay. It was pretty nice, but it was kind of set up for their indoor rink with that dome. They call it the bubble. And then the following year, they built a new, just a shed, still natural ice. But so I think that's still there, probably an indoor and outdoor rink side by side with their warming house. I don't know, what do you call it? It's not even really a warming house. It's a city building almost. Yeah. And then it has the rubber mats where you'd walk outside to get into the rink.
Sure. Yeah.
I feel like they leave that open even in the summer for just activities around there too.
Oh, yeah.
It's just part of the park system probably.
Yeah.
Bathrooms are open maybe. So.
Was that these communities up there? Was it everybody was super into hockey, or was it, I think the Iron Range even still, I still just think of hockey. I don't know if there's hardcores. I think they are, but.
Yeah, back then for sure. I remember, I think we only had 2 basketball players in my class. Like they didn't have enough for a basketball team. Everyone played hockey.
So there was a time I played what we call Old Bucks in Virginia at the Miners Memorial. And every once in a while I'd take the kids there. I found out years later, these kids would just go scour the seats for candy while I was playing hockey down there. Just had the whole place to themselves.
Oh yeah. Of course they did.
Yeah.
Did you find any?
Yeah, it's gone now. For sure.
Shucks. That's a good time going to watch Old Bucks as a kid. Taking along with Dad.
Yep.
There'd usually be probably 5 to 10 other kids running around. I actually remember going with Uncle Maury more than my dad, I think.
Oh, I remember going with Dad, and we'd go pick up somebody on the way always, or be jumped in with somebody else.
Yeah.
Dad would put half his gear on at home, wear all his bottoms.
Yeah. He had one of the greatest things of all time, hockey. He would tell people, he said, I might be small, but I'm slow.
At least he's slow, I guess.
Yeah. You guys had a pretty good group that played Old Bucks for probably quite a while, yeah?
Yeah, it seemed like it. It was a lot of fun. I mean, that went on for many years. We started in the right after the rink was built in the 70s, and of course I was 72, and then I was up north, but it continued on, and when did you played there till when?
It's hard to remember. Probably 2005 or 10. I don't know.
Yeah, there was a pretty long stretch there. When you were a kid, did you ever get to drink any of Maury's goalie water?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
that
sounds like
privilege that would have
it sounds like something you do to a kid as a prank.
Yeah, I remember him coming off the ice and all these kids wanted to drink some goalie water, so he'd just spray them.
Oh, really?
No, I idolized Uncle Maury though. He's probably the reason I became a goalie for sure.
Okay,
I used to like watching.
Yeah, Maury's actually he's kind of a magnet for kids. Kids love him.
Yeah,
he's good with little kids. Yeah.
In my mind, he was just an elite Old Bucks goalie.
He was
like you go to the UP to the Copper Country tournament, whatever that was, and Maury the Moose would be standing on his head, just making saves everywhere.
We couldn't lose. We had Maury.
Couldn't lose. Yeah, Maury.
Simply could not lose.
Yeah. Right? More, and then you'd have Terry Hillstrom out there playing defense, and he'd take his teeth out for the game. 7 feet tall,
right? Yeah.
The old timers tournament.
The old timers tournament.
Did you play in the old timers tournament?
Oh, we played up there for a bunch of years. The thing with that tournament, you had to be 35, and I was probably 32, 33, just itching to go up there to make that 35-year-old team, and finally did it. And so we made a few trips up there. Then I don't know. I think we started going to the range to the Hoyt Lakes tournament. I don't know, around 2000 or something, or late 90s or something like that. It was just half the distance up there. Either way, it was good hockey both places.
Yeah.
But playing up in the UP, that was some dirty hockey, rough hockey. It seemed like after every game, somebody was bleeding somewhere. That's just all it was.
Yeah. That's funny.
Is there still a group that is continued on that goes up to Hoyt Lakes to do that tournament?
That's a good question. Maury kind of gave up running that a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that might have been the end of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Either way, we picked it up again. I doubt if we'd make the team anymore. When Maury was running it, you were kind of a shoe-in no matter.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, that's a 35 and older too, right? Or at least there's an age group one.
They used to have 2 tournaments. Now, then it would get switched to one. There was a younger or an open bracket or something.
Actually, it was the opposite. When we started, it was all open. And we were playing up there one year, and one of the refs up there, this guy's name is Joe Carpenter. He's kind of my age. I kind of got to know him after a few years, and we were out on the ice for the first face-off, and he's like, "Nate, why don't you guys get in the 40 and over?" I'm like, "Where's the 40 and over tournament?" And he says, "Right here." I'm like, "You're kidding. We didn't know that." So the following year, then Maury signed us up in the 40 and over. So we went up to the 40 and over tournament and hopped on the ice, and I looked, and really nothing changed. All the guys that we played with were now playing.
Oh, yeah.
We were just just kind of dragging that whole tournament down. Nobody left, and it was still an open tournament, but without saying it, we were 40 and over tournament. And, but now the young guys that came, they could play with guys their own age and own speed and that, and just watching it was a lot faster than when it was the last years when we played open. Either way, it was good. There's good players up there. A lot of good players, came through there.
Seems like it would get rough up there too, or not as bad as the Michigan one.
It did. It got rough up there. It seemed like Michigan was just a little dirtier. I think the refs just let things go up there. These guys that were reffing probably ref for 30, 40 years, and what we thought was rough was like, no.
Yeah. What was the Red Army or something? Wasn't there a team you guys play against every year up there? Or am I thinking of a different tournament?
Mm-hmm. Sled Dogs. They wore the Red Army uniforms.
Yeah. And I think that maybe they'd play them in like that Brooklyn Park League. I think even after I was out of high school and I filled in Brooklyn Park a couple of times, I think some continuation of that team was there. But for years, you guys played them. Was that in Michigan or was that in Hoyt Lakes?
It would have been on Hoyt Lakes.
Okay. I played in the 40 and over once myself.
Up there?
I played goal for the 40 and over team 1 year. I think it was my first year out of high school.
So I wonder if I was up there. I mean, there was quite a few years I missed for different reasons. There'd be a wedding or there'd be some event yeah. So I was kind of hit and miss the last, I don't know, last decade. I probably went up there half the time or maybe a little more. So that'd have been kind of legendary to have you up there. As
it didn't go good. It went pretty poorly, I think. It's probably when I quit. It's done.
Launch your pads into a dumpster and said,
moving on in my life.
Yeah.
But you're still skating usually multiple times a week.
Well, yeah, I could skate now that we got the DC rink going here. That's just great. You hop in your truck and 3 minutes you're there, right? Yeah. So I play Friday noon usually, and then Sunday nights 35 and over. So that's good. It's either way you get exercise.
Yeah.
35 and older, those are basically guys your age, eh?
Right. But you think about it. I mean, if you got somebody that's 35, 40, 45 years old and plays once a week just in the wintertime, it's not like you're in great shape there.
No.
Anyway, so.
Yeah, it works out.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
35 is probably the right cutoff.
Yeah. I got another couple years. Last year I snuck out a couple of times because I was playing goal. You can usually get some exceptions if you do that.
Well, you got Max Anderson out there now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of a renegade out there.
Yeah. You just got to hit his shins a couple times.
Yeah, last week I laid a good hook on him. I just told him you got to slow down here when you're around me.
Lock your feet down.
Yeah.
That's hockey's must have grown a ton in this community or just in general. Cause look at Old Bucks. I think of 3 distinct groups of Old Bucks over the years. You're what you'd probably think of as your group. And then it seemed like there was like a lot of wrestlers who turned hockey players, and that was Old Bucks for a long time. And now it's just like tons of kids. There's just a lot of kids under probably 25 and under. And it just seems like there's just a lot of kids playing hockey now.
Yeah. My thought was once the rink got up and running here in our community, that's just going to make hockey explode. I don't know if it will or not, but it gives us an extra ice or a sheet of ice, and we still got the one in town. People still play on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's huge for a program to have 2 sheets.
Right.
You've been watching from the start that you remember when they first said we're going to get a rink in town?
Are you talking about the
rec center?
Yeah, I mean like 25 years ago or so. It's been a long.
So Steve Benda and I were coaching at one point, and so Steve kind of had this idea we should maybe buy a used building from somewhere, which if it was the worst thing in the world. But the model of the rink changed. It went from just a rink to kind of a rec center. There's been all kinds of ways to look at it. Keith Reisman, Steve Benda, Clark Moe. There's just a handful of guys that have put a lot of time into this, and so it's really turned into a nice rink right now, the way it is. And there's other folks that can use it besides hockey, and I guess it'll grow and evolve with time here.
Yeah.
So
it's fun to see the area program grow a little bit, and people are enjoying it.
Yeah.
I remember visiting with Farley Holland, and I think it was 1998 at the township shed. I can't remember what we were there for, but he was talking about getting the rink started and wondering what I thought and would I be willing to help. And it was going to be in Dassel first, wasn't it, on 15 and 12?
Right.
I think that was right after that era.
Actually, I think they looked at a place just west of the high school, first of all, that really didn't seem to get any traction. And then, but they had the hockey stick gauge out there on the highway there for a while at the northwest quadrant of Highway 12 and 15.
Yeah, I remember seeing drawings of that first one.
Okay.
They had a pretty extravagant plan at one point.
Yeah.
Running track up top and all that kind of stuff. And
yeah.
Man, I was young then. Now we got a rink.
Yeah. I was actually thinking at one point, you know, when they were getting pretty serious, I was thinking, well, guys like you would be playing in there, you and David.
Yeah.
And so I had grandkids come and go on it, you know, still was not, but, you know, thankfully now they're playing. And
yeah, my kids skate on there on Saturdays and Tuesdays. So
do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
The town hockey program they're doing. So
yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah, kids are getting soft. Town hockey's all indoors now.
I know. It's nothing outside.
It's nothing outside.
Yeah.
Man, kids these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do your kids have their friends over and have these big games out there?
Henry would be the one that would, you know,
Yeah.
It seems like there's a group of guys. Well, I say that, and then Tate's not really a hockey player per se, but he had his group of buddies playing boot hockey the other night. There's a dozen kids running around playing boot hockey. So seems like there's always a game. And if there's not a game, there's Henry and Oliver will just be out there shooting pucks or there's always somebody on the rink. So
David, when he was out of high school, he would invite his friends to come over to play hockey. And they were, I'm guessing 95% were not hockey players.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just a riot. I had to go skate with them once in a while. There might be 30 people out there playing hockey.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And there was girls and boys and figure skates and boots and hockey skates, you name it.
Yeah. They're all enjoying the rink though. It's
they just
awesome.
loved it.
Yeah.
I feel like you converted at least one to a hockey player. And I could be wrong on this, but Carson Forsman was a goalie partner of mine back in the day.
Yeah.
And I was that the first place he ever tried it out on your rink doing a trial method. I feel like I remember him being there having gear, but he wasn't in hockey yet. That's probably the year before he joined.
Oh, it could be. That's a good point. I didn't know that. There's a lot of things that went on at my house that I was oblivious to.
You can take credit for the goaltending career of Carson Forsman.
I was probably just hammering him with shots. Yeah. My shots were so soft. He thought this is not bad.
This is what goalie is. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to get into or?
Can't think of anything. You probably got some stories to talk about.
There could be a few stories. Might have to prompt me.
Yeah. I mean, it would be appropriate to do another one too, because I'd like to get some of your brothers in here and talk more 30th Street stuff and get Brian Hoodery in here with you because he'll prompt all the stories, I'm sure. Some you can tell, some maybe you can't, but
he's elite at prompting stories.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
So that'd probably be a sweet follow-up if we pull that off in the near future.
Yeah. Yeah, let's make it happen. Are you guys skating tonight?
I think we're planning on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, it all depended on the podcast here. Kind of a tight schedule today. We went to watch a game in Litchfield, Landon's game, the PWA game. They got done at 4:00 and away we went. And
you're packing it in. Yeah. Well, we tried to schedule this accordingly so we could make it to hockey.
Yeah, well.
Are we in shape here?
Yeah, we're good. We're 6 o'clock. We're probably good to wrap it up whenever we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is great. I like what you guys are doing. I do listen to podcasts. I guess I'm gonna have to start listening to this one too.
Yeah,
it's pretty impressive. You got 30 episodes under your belt already, and
so this is only episode 2 of the ODR stuff specifically.
Okay,
and then we have the Gravel Roads Radio Podcast Network. Is we do
it's so official.
We do one. It's gonna get less official real quick here. The one we do weekly, we do a live. Nonsense at 9, we call it. And it's just a few of us kind of acting like fools mostly. I don't know if some people listen. It's just silly. But then Lars Anderson and Davey Hallinan are doing Gravel Roads Radio Outdoors. So we can get some guests on. So if you like hunting and fishing, that's more of like a thing that a person might actually listen to compared to
Spike Hallinan was in for an episode of that. And
that would be
Tony Fratsky was in recently to talk about hunting out west. So there's some cool things that they've covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, check that out for sure. But yeah, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Wow.
It's fun to reminisce and chat hockey and gravel roads.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We'll do it again. We'll do it again sometime.
Sounds good.
For sure. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.